Dying Light the Beast, featuring the one and only Kyle Crane. Yes, Kyle Crane, the man, the myth, the legend, the one who ran the streets of Haran back in Dying Light 1. I mean, this loading screen itself, it just brings back so many memories. These were some really great times, I'm telling you. Really great times. But we're not here to talk about the past, we're here to talk about the present. And oh boy, do we have an actual present in the present. We have Platinum Dying Light the Beast. And yes, it sounds like all fun and games, but it is really not when you're getting chased by volatiles the entire time. Oh and if you don't know what a volatile is, it is a beast that only comes out at night. And these things are vicious. Extremely vicious. But so is Kyle Crane because he has the DNA of a volatile inside of him. Yes, this man is actually injecting DNA from a zombie into his body, which is pretty crazy, but at the same time pretty cool because you can actually do things like this. Oh wow. Which leads me to the trophy where you have to get a certain amount of kills in this rage mode, which is quite easy because who doesn't want to just turn into a beast and rip zombies' arms off? But once you shred through enough zombies, you finally end up getting a trophy, and I don't know what the heck that thing says. And that was one of those trophies you actually have to get on your own, but of course there's gonna be trophies that you gotta get throughout the story that are pretty much gonna be by default. Like escaping this laboratory you're trapped inside of in the beginning of the game. And apparently Kyle Crane's been in his bunker for about 13 years due to some guy named Baron that's been experimenting on him the whole time. Which makes sense why the trophy's called free at last, because 13 years is a very long time. Let's go. But are we really free? Because as soon as we get out, we have to fight this dude. But this is nothing for Kyle Crane. He's used to this, especially when he unleashes the beast. Damn. Oh my gosh. And that's when you get the trophy of defeating your first chimera. And you have to defeat plenty more throughout the game, but they all look different. They're not just the same type of variant. I mean, for instance, you got one that actually turns invisible. An invisible volatile. But Kyle Crane pretty much smashes all of them. Like, he's literally just smashing them. And every time you kill a chimera, Kyle Crane injects himself with their DNA, giving you beast points, which gives you the ability to upgrade your inner beast. And once you max that out, you become the ultimate beast. And once you upgrade your agility, power, and survival skills, you become the ultimate survivor. And you're pretty much able to upgrade everything towards the end of the game, if not right after. And after you escape the bunker, you link up with some new friends at the town hall, which is pretty much going to be one of your main safe zones. And Kyle Crane made his first few friends in the last 13 years. That's a long time of being lonely. My boy went 13 years with no friends, no women, but he's still a beast. Next, you end up talking to some chick that helps you discover Baron's evil plan to sabotage the world and basically have control over all infected, giving you the trophy Largo, Embargo. Pretty cool name. And then you're gonna meet some people that can actually have mind control over the zombies. They're literally gonna be controlling the infected, having them stand by your side and help you. Which is pretty weird, but now that I think about it, Kyle Crane is infected himself, so they're kind of already on the same team. So right after you talk to Kyle Crane's new friend Jacob and get the less obedient trophy, you have to survive this test experiment they put you through, and that's when you find out the telepathy is real. And now it is time to capture the beast. Apparently Kyle Crane is not the beast, and the beast is so strong that without telepathy we couldn't even start this mission. But before we fight him, we have to lure him in with red gas containers from a power plant. And of course there's a volatile camp in these containers. What did I do to deserve this? But we end up making it out, of course, having to leave a trail of red smoke to lure the beast in. And somehow it just turned nighttime out of nowhere. But this is when Kyle Crane is officially introduced to the beast. I thought he was the beast this whole time. But the beast causes Kyle Crane to crash into a cave, and now the fight is on. But it turns out the beast is Aiden. Aiden from Dying Light 2. What the heck is going on? And I see why he is the beast, because this guy does not stop coming at you. Like, he literally does not get tired. This guy is insane. And we gotta wait till they actually get control of his mind for us to actually fight this guy. That's how strong he is. But once they get him, I just start teeing off with my bat and a little bit of rage to find out who the real beast is. But he is a beast. I'm not gonna lie, he's a beast. Oh shit. But we're more of a beast, and of course Kyle Crane gets him up out of there like he always does. But Kyle Crane spares him so this chick can take over his mind and have full control over him, bringing him back to the camp and getting you the There You Are trophy. And now Aiden is by our side, and Kyle Crane and Aiden have teamed up. We're pretty much invincible. This is gonna be easy, or at least I thought it was. All Baron had was a few soldiers by his side, a gas grenade launcher, and a few zombies. I mean, like, come on man, that's easy work. But I spoke too soon because this guy ends up injecting himself and he turns into a beast. There's too many beasts out here, and we gotta make sure we're the last one standing. But this dude is no joke. I mean, just look at the way this guy's running at me. Like, how are you turning the corners so swiftly, bro? Like, how? But this guy is super quick. I'm even trying to use the boxes right here to finesse, but he still finds a way to hit me. Bro, And just when we think we had him, he injects himself again and hits Kyle Crane with the meanest uppercut of all time. And all of a sudden things turn into a boxing match. What the heck is going on? And then a drop kick out of nowhere. And the final finishing blow. To finish off the game, watch the sunset and receive the final story trophy, Glimpse into the Future. And that is the easy part, but now we have the hard part, which is getting collectibles. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. So we have to pretty much get every collectible in the game, and that is not gonna be easy. But with the help of a few YouTube channels, things got a lot easier. And you really have to collect everything, and I mean everything. From tape recordings, people's diaries, documents, and these castor wood beavers, which is also a trophy in itself. And don't ask me why any of this is important. Just get the dang trophy. And once you get all 11 of the Castor Woods beavers, you find out what the caster means. And there are more trophies in itself when it comes to collectibles, like finding all the secrets about the St. Valentine Asylum, finding all Fisher family newspaper clippings, and finding all the hidden truths with Spark, his podcast recordings. And once you put all those miles in running on Kyle Crane, you finally get the last collectible. You get the trophy that makes you worthy. So while you're running across the map getting all these collectibles, you're kind of killing two birds with one stone because there are more trophies in itself. And speaking of running, there's a trophy where you got to run 10,000 meters. You're pretty much going to get that at the beginning of the game, unless you're only driving, which pretty much makes no sense. But you do have to drive because once you get 500 kills by running over zombies, you get a trophy for it. And the driving is pretty funky, so I'm kind of glad that's over. But then you got to do some more driving and get a gold ranking in all the racetracks that this guy Travis gives you. And I don't really like Travis because honestly I did not want to race. I don't really like being in these cars. Dying Light is a parkour game for a reason. And now we get to have some fun and activate all the safe zones, activate all the transformer stations, and do all the side quests. And we're really not off to a good start. Bro, what the heck? Bro. How? Bro, how the heck does that even happen? Yeah, I freaking know he's dead. What else would he be? Yeah, we're gonna forget that safe zone for now. But for some safe zones, you're gonna have to climb really high. Some are really easy. They just all pretty much vary. But like really, who is climbing this? And this last safe zone actually had enemies instead of zombies. And they had a pretty good spot to camp out in. But I'm gonna have to take it from them. And if you're not using ARs on the humans, I don't know what you're doing. It's literally a cheat code. And now we are safe. And now we're even more safe after getting this transformer station. And once you get all the safe zones and transformer stations, running around the map will be a lot safer, especially at night. Because you might find yourself spawn trapped by volatiles doing side missions for people like this that can't even look you in the eyes. And that leads me to the side missions. Once you get every side mission, you get a trophy for it. F it, I'm gonna just make a run for it. And that dude wants me to go Yaga hunting at night. What the heck is a Yaga? So we take down the Yaga just for this dude not to even be here anymore. I went Yaga hunting for nothing, but he did leave us a nice little crossbow and we got the trophy for completing all the side missions. Let's go. And Kyle Crane is a good Samaritan because these people look like they're on their last breath. He's the only one running out in the streets holding it down. The next trophy we're getting is 6 headshots with a Magnum in 20 seconds. And for the Magnum, it's going to be in this location. You're going to have to find a bunker outside the house, open up the safe, and the safe code is 2219. Grab the Magnum, don't forget that part. Go to a spot where there's a lot of zombies. Just don't let them grab you. That happens to me quite often. Yo, get off me, man. And just keep shooting. I actually had time to reload. I didn't think I would. And that was a pretty easy trophy for it to be silver. I would say finding the Magnum was the hard part. And now we're gonna climb this tall monument to get the trophy Crane on a monument. The location is right here and you gotta climb this thing all the way to the top, but that's not even the hard part. The hard part is actually getting off this thing. Bro, no. Ooh, that was close. Ooh. Bro, oh my gosh, I almost broke my legs. And speaking of legs, there's a trophy for finishing an enemy with a drop kick because that is Kyle Crane's specialty. And I already locked eyes with my victim. And there we go, too easy. And 2 other easy trophies would be installing your first weapon mod and repairing your weapons 50 times. And one that I thought it would be hard, but it was actually easy, was killing a volatile. Because apparently running from a volatile just gets you the kill. Oh wow, I didn't even have to do anything. And now we have to whip out the flamethrower. We need to take down 112 zombies with this thing, but that is not the hard part. The hard part is getting fuel. But once you loot enough gas stations and have enough fuel, it is actually fairly easy because this thing is really strong. I try to save the fuel, hit them with a few taps, and just watch them burn. It's funny because I don't know why I stopped using this thing after I got the trophy. It's actually pretty fun to use. And now we have the final trophy, which is insane. You have to collect every blueprint in the game and upgrade it to its maximum. Now with the help of a few channels, I was able to find every blueprint. But that is the thing, once you find the blueprints, you still need the resources to upgrade them. And that's really the hard part, especially if you were not looting throughout the game. You're gonna be in for a long run because a lot of these upgrades require a lot of resources, especially wiring. For some reason, they need a lot of wire. And there are only so many electrical buildings that have a lot of wire. So I found myself looting the same building over and over. I had to wait for everything to respawn. And it's not not that this thing is hard, it's just that there's so much looting. You might have to loot so much, you might go crazy. But after hours of looting and looting, we finally got the trophy. I think I was more happy not to have to loot anymore than to actually get the trophy. Oh my gosh, let's go.
I got it! I got it!
And there you have it, we have unleashed the beast. Kyle Crane has reached his max potential, and we have mastered Dying Light. Great game overall. Dying Light is one of my favorite series. If they have a new game plus, I will be replaying it. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. More videos on the way, and I'm out.